God, this thing is choking me. Poor outfit choice, Rachel. This drink is so good if you like spicy. I'm not tooting my own horn, it's just good. All right, let's breathe. Okay, I'm like genuinely sweating right now. Beads of sweat. And that doesn't typically happen for me. I hope you had an amazing birthday. Did you have any hobbies growing up, and did your parents support your dreams? So I didn't really have any hobbies per se, and it makes a lot of sense now that I look back on it why I'm not like passionate about just one thing. Like I love dabbling in everything. The only true one that I had was boxing. I boxed for most of my life. I quit like when I was like 17 probably, and I think I started around when I was 8 years old, but I'm terrible with ages, so you can't quote me on that. And did my parents support my dreams? They always supported anything I did, but I was a lot different than my brothers and my sister. I remember that when I turned 16, my parents were like, okay, time for you to get a job, and I did. I just made like that first paycheck that was like my money. I love that feeling. So I've been very independent since 16. I know a lot of people are independent at a younger age, but I was like very much so proud of myself for taking care of myself, and I carried that feeling. I moved out when I was 18, and my parents did not necessarily have a say. Like I wasn't moving out of the house to go to college, I was moving out of my house into someone else's house, and it just kicked off that independence for me. And my parents saw that I could like handle myself. They've always just trusted what I'm doing, whether it be moving out into someone else's house or moving back in after a breakup or whatever job I get. They never really questioned me or like pushed me in a specific path. I've never had that conversation with my parents about like, what are you gonna do when you get older? I would like to say I think my parents have noticed that I've had such a drive since I was little, that I've been independent since I was 16, that any choice I'm making isn't gonna be the wrong one, because clearly I've been like taking care of myself. The YouTube thing, they didn't really understand at all. Like just the YouTube thing in general, explaining to people that aren't like on YouTube as much as, you know, I'm addicted to YouTube, but not even explaining my dream to my parents about the YouTuber becoming the next Martha Stewart, dabbling into filming and editing and all this stuff, it didn't really make sense until I made a physical product for them to see. And then once they saw the first video, oh my God, I'll put it up here, it's somewhere. When I put out my first video, my parents were like, whoa, okay, we get it. They got so excited for me and just like rallied behind me. Oh my God, you guys, I am literally, I'm dabbing my face. That's so disgusting. How do you know what you want / your dreams are? I mean, I'm clueless as to what gets me all so passionate that I can do it day and night. I would love to be like you, so much clarity. Okay. I'm laughing because clarity doesn't, I still don't have clarity, not even the slightest clue. It just looks like I know what I'm doing. Can you hear Callie snore? So if you hear that sound, that's my dog. I never had like a dream. Like I knew that I liked creating things. I liked that whole creative aspect, but there was no real job description for that. So it was weird because when I started growing up and, you know, graduating high school and then kind of dabbling into college where you have to pick a major, I started realizing I don't really like anything available to me in school. I liked certain jobs that I knew you didn't have to go to school for. So I was like, why am I doing this? So I started to try to reach towards those dreams, which I wanted to be like a CEO's assistant, and it was absolutely terrible. And then I did that, and then I was miserable, and then I liked baking, and I decided I wanted to try to do a baking company, and then that didn't really fulfill me the way I thought it was going to. I worked a retail job. Like I still had no direct vision. I still don't. I just want to be the next Martha Stewart broad, but a real like one that you can relate to and have a mimosa with on a Tuesday morning. Even now, I feel like I don't have clarity. I say it's gonna come to you as long as you're looking for it, as long as you're not being lazy and you're up and proactively looking for what you're passionate about, dabbling into different things, trying new things, not saying no to experiences, like getting out there and seeing where your personality kind of settles and where you get your happiness from. And I think when you hit that moment, you're just gonna know. The only example I have of having clarity, which I don't have, I don't want you to think that I have that because I am so bleh. When we first shot Living to DIY, we shot it as like a talk show, and I interviewed Adwood and Hobson, and it was so much fun. But I watched the footage back and I saw how awkward I was when I was like in front of the camera interviewing someone, and how natural I was when I was DIYing with somebody. I kind of took it a little bit further and looked into the fact that I wasn't really comfortable doing an interview so formally. I like just talking to somebody. I like sitting down and having a cocktail and speaking to them, not like a whole production. Like I don't know, it kind of threw me off. And because that scared me and kind of like, it just intimidated me, I decided to just do the DIY aspect. So I was super comfortable with that. So I think you might not have clarity and like an aha moment, this is exactly what I want to do, but I think you're gonna like feel something that you love, and then you're gonna stick your toe in, get used to the water, and then dive in. There's a really big fly in here like attacking my face. Back off, dude. How did you get out of your negative mind space? Oh girl, that is just a mission in itself, but it's totally doable. First and foremost, I read Untethered Soul, and that was a suggestion by Paul. and it changed my life. And I know you hear that a lot when people are like, oh my God, read this book, it totally changed my life. But I was the most miserable I was right before I met Paul. Like right when I met Paul was when I was getting pulled out of it. And he was just reading this book about this kind of like recognizing the feelings and letting them pass rather than stifling them down and becoming more angry and negative. I know I can feel the feelings, but I just hold on to everything. I just like piled it on, and I don't know if you're similar and that's why you're asking, but that was 4 years ago. And I'm gonna say the only time I've felt so positive is within the last 2 years. I'm not insecure, I'm very confident in myself now, and I think it's because I found something that I absolutely am obsessed with and love and just am putting my passion into. And the more that this grows, the more negativity like doesn't bother me. Anything negative hits my brain. That makes sense? I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'll just be sitting there and I'll think of something and it's not good, and I'm just like, what just happened? Why did that even come in my brain? So for me, what gets me out of it in those type of situations, how do I explain this? Looking at it like a dog walking by, like a really cute puppy, like just one that's just cruising by, the owner has it on a walk and it passes you. Instead of like stopping playing with the puppy and taking the puppy from the person and like making it your own puppy, like, you just let that owner walk its dog by and recognize, okay, cool, yeah, that was a puppy, awesome. And then it leaves your line of sight, and then you move on. You don't hold on to it or try to look after the puppy and run it down and make sure you see it. I feel like negative emotions tend to send people in like a downward spiral, if that was the right word. I always don't know, downward, downwind, down, I don't know. But I feel like you just go on a hunt for more negativity after. Like misery truly does love company, and I feel like if you let yourself feel negative emotions, they stack up really easy versus if you really feel them. Sometimes for me, in the past when I was feeling like super sad or bummed and I wanted to cry, I wouldn't let myself, and it made it worse. So now if I am sad, I'm gonna cry. If I'm angry, I'm gonna walk it out. If I'm depressed, I'm gonna take a 2-hour nap, feel the emotion and let it thoroughly process through my body, so I push that shit out of me and it doesn't come back in. Because if you just half feel it, or you recognize the feeling and just ignore it completely, it's just gonna come back tenfold. So that's how I get rid of it. Untethered Soul though is where I would start. What saying or quote do you find most useful in time of need? Is it really that big of a deal? I'm the type of person that if something happens, it can instantly affect me in 2 seconds, and just like I was talking about, I can be thrown into a negative mindset. Where now, if anything happens that upsets me, like I broke my lens, oh my gosh, I broke my lens, had to ship it out and do all this stuff, and in the moment I got so pissed, like my world ended, and I just remember I sat up and I'm like, oh my God, is it really that big of a deal? And no, I literally rented a lens and it came to me like the next day, and I'm here filming this Q&A for you, like nothing happened. So that's my most useful. All right guys, that is it for me today. I am so stoked you guys are asking these questions and you're keeping them coming. So go ahead and comment more down below with whatever you guys want to know about me. It could be about my life with Paul, more about this mentality kind of stuff. I love this kind of stuff because I was in such a shitty mentality 2 years ago versus now. So I love being able to share that kind of stuff with you, but go ahead and ask away. And also, if you stayed tuned this entire video, if you go ahead and like this photo and drop a comment down below, you are entered in a giveaway for me to send out a secret little gift bag to one of my subscribers. So go ahead and do that, and I will announce the winner on, let's say Wednesday. I'll announce them on Instagram. Okay, bye guys.